Oh, Twain, you never disappoint. Oh, I didn't see you there. Hello, my name is Sebastian Winemaker. Today, your student council will be reading you The Worst Christmas Story Ever Told. It truly is a classic. Please do enjoy.
The worst Christmas story ever. 'Twas the night before Christmas in a small European town when something unexpected occurred to the folks all around. You see, this village appeared nowhere on the map. Its people had never been exposed to any Christmas crap. And so on December 24th, which should have been a wonderful night, ended up being nicknamed the Eve of the Great Fright. For there were three brothers, Sebastian, Skelia, Stuchsen, and Jill,
who were at home alone that night, initially thrilled. It was their parents' anniversary. They'd gone to an inn. The boys took advantage of this and drank all the gin. Delirious as ever, and a wee bit confused. The oldest of the three, Stuchsen, announced whilst parading in the nude. No matter what, happens to you guys, I'll always be there to rescue you from the attacks of the neighborhood bear.
Remember, this is an isolated part of the world. Weird things go on, plus they were hammered.
The three laughed and hurrahed and sung with great zeal about their upcoming misadventures, perhaps a car they would steal. But unfortunately for them, they could not hold their liquor, and so they went to bed right then, never having felt sicker. They fell asleep quickly, in the blink of an eye, and while they slept, a large jolly visitor drew nigh.
At around 3 in the morning, he came with a thump, and crashed through the chimney, a chubby red lump. The boys awoke with a start to see what was ado. To their surprise, they found him and yelled, "Who the are you?" "Well, I'm Santa Claus, children. You don't recognize me." They stood completely awestruck. It seemed one of them had peed himself. For a long, awkward moment, not a sound could be heard.
Until Sebastian Skelia, the youngest of the brothers at 3 years old, uttered his first words. "I don't think you're supposed to be here, sir. I may have to call the fuzz." The last sound came out a little muffled, as he was still pretty buzzed. "Oh, there's no need for that," Santa said. "I'm just here for my cookies and milk." Little did he know that in this town, dairy was treated like gold or like silk.
"You may have none of our hudashpfffen, you odd fat man. Now get out of here right now as fast as you can." Santa was shocked. This was the first time he'd ever been harassed. "Hey, listen, kid," said he. "You're being a bit of an ass." Skelia did not take a liking to this, and grabbed a bat from the shelf. "Whoa there," said old Saint Nick. "I have a wife at home and 8,000 elves."
This seemed to appease the psychotic toddler, and he said with a frown, "I've got some questions to ask you. Why don't you sit down?" Claus did reluctantly, and sat on a chair, seriously regretting his little detour to there. Firstly, Sebastian Skelia barked, "How did you get in here? And where are you parked?" "I'm not too sure why that's relevant, and the answer's a little weird." Sebastian Skelia waited an explanation, stroking his beard.
Santa said, frightened and aloof, "I maybe may have parked on your roof." Jill blurted out, "What? That's impossible. You lie about what you say." "No, I'm telling the truth. I came here in my sleigh." The boys all looked at each other, not believing what had been said. "What power is this thing? Does it work like a sled?" Santa chuckled loudly. "No, not at all. It's its own kind of thing." He smiled brightly, and from the chair he did spring. "Listen, if you fellas would follow me, I have something awesome to show you. Soon you will see." Out of sheer curiosity, they let him lead the pack, and as they approached, saw a large red sack. "Alright, listen guys, I don't have a ladder, so I'm gonna need a lift. If you do it, I'll be sure to give all of you an awesome gift."
The brothers nodded at one another and counted to 3. But as they lifted, Santa's weight blew out Stuchsen's knee. "Holy f***," he cried, and collapsed to the ground, and Santa fell on top of him, making an awful sound. Jill was the first to react and said in frustration, "Alright buddy, I'm gonna need to take down your information." A week later, they brought Santa to court.
The judge had never seen a trial of the sort. Stuchsen had broken 3 ribs and his spine needed recentering, and they also sued Santa for breaking and entering. Unfortunately for the happy old guy, he had to pay a settlement whose value was pretty high. It became a very high-profile case. The media was plastered with Santa's face. However, in the end, there was a positive outlier. Belief in Santa had never been higher.